So welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we're at the top of Innerleithen at the cool start hut. You'll know this place if you've been there before. And I thought it'd be cool, we've never done this on the channel before, to do a full trail breakdown. So I thought it'd be a cool idea to take you guys down one of the more ridden trails up Innerleithen. So I think we're gonna go down Gold Run to start with. And it might end up being a mix of different trails, but the point is that these trails are, well, this trail we're going to ride is a real well-ridden trail, so there's loads of different lines. The track's fairly wide because it's been used so much for a racetrack. And I thought it'd be cool to take you down, not go full race pace or anything, but literally ride down and then point out and stop at different points and show you like how to pick better lines, how to ride sections better, essentially so you can have more fun and go down the trail faster when you're racing or you're out riding. So we're out on the Mythic today, the 140mm travel, there's a fly on the screen, 140mm travel trail bike. The Enduro, the Summit, the bigger bike is in the shop being serviced. So we're out on the little short travel bike today. You'll probably notice them as well. Amanda's not been in these past few videos. She's still recovering from a broken collarbone, so healing vibes to her. She's actually been working really hard on a little project of hers, which I'm pretty proud of. She's started up her own Patreon account, which has got a ton of on and off the bike tutorials. And yes, I'll put a link in the description to that. And if you're into this sort of trail breakdown stuff, give this video a like now, so then it tells me that you're into the stuff and can make more in the future, and we'll get cracking. There's not really much to talk about down here. It's like pretty worn in, fairly straight, fairly slippy. Funny that I said there was no lines at the top of this. Shows how long I've not ridden this trail for. There's actually a fairly big line right here, so we've literally come out the start gate, down a really fast and slippy straight, and then we've got this option here of a higher line, which is not really that much support, and then obviously the berm, which is not the most ideal line, but you could argue it's got more grip than up here. I don't know if you could tell there, but the inside line was really slippy. These rocks are polished, really slimy, so it's kind of hard to find traction. There isn't really any traction on the rocks, but actually it's just trying to find the pockets of dirt in between the rocks. Okay, I'll mitch on down. This next bit's fairly straightforward, just quite slippy on the rocks. Pretty much just the main line all the way down, really. A couple of small lines, but just come down this like rooty bit of trail where it looks like there's a lot of line choice, but there isn't really too much outside of the main line. Then we come to this like drop through the wall, and there's kind of two lines. There's one here on this side of the tree, and then there's one line on the other side here. So if they were open up in a race, it'd be well worth considering taking a look at entry and exit speed to see. See, the main line is here, and then this line probably takes a little bit of setting up so you can straighten up, but exit speed looks like it could be a lot faster than this one, where you're going to hit this, and yeah, so have a look. Middle of Gold Run and stop at the next bit. Not much going on down here, just single track, slippy routes to meander around. Okay, so interesting bit of line choice for coming in here, and then some real slippy routes around here. And then we want to be turning to the right. I'm going to try and hop these routes, tiny little hop, and then I'm going to set up and go inside there. There is a low line, but I think it's going to be faster going on the higher line. There is an outside line here as well for if you don't want to jump the routes, you can actually go outside the routes and then down there. So we could try that. We'll jump the routes and we'll try the outside and see how much speed we can carry out going down the trail. So I think if I was racing this, I would probably opt to go over the routes. If I was coming in quite fast, which obviously I wasn't coming in full speed then, but I think it would be a case of you can either jump off the first route which you saw, or kind of unweight over the roots, which is what the second clip was, and kind of a middle line. I actually preferred that to jumping, mainly because when I was jumping over the roots, there isn't really much of a landing here, and it's kind of like a turn as well. So if you're coming in really fast and you jump and then you miss your turn or wash your front wheel over the track, it's gonna slow you down for the rest of the trail. So I'd probably opt for just staying light over the roots in this section, just to make sure I get over them and carry some good speed into the next bit of trail. Real tight. Just gotta keep looking ahead, pick some good lines. There isn't really much going on this bit of trail in terms of line choice. Just pretty much just follow what the trail is in front. Hop over the route there. Go down here. Across the track. Okay, we got a line. Got some cool lines there. So I have just spotted two lines on this bit of track. There's a low and a high line, which could affect your exit speed going down the track. So we'll take a look. So we're coming down here. You can see that was a track there, but we're going straight. And as we come over this route here, there's a couple of line choices. So we've got a low, kind of banked berm-ish, I guess. And we've got a high line as well, tight between trees. Yeah. It's kind of very similar lines. The higher line is a little bit straighter between here, but it's a little bit tighter. We've got some obstacles to hop over. You could argue that this would be a better race line because it's, you know, hop routes, straight through there. But there is more risk with it. The lower line, it's got like another shallow turn in it, but there's no roots whatsoever on it. So you could carry speed and pump through the lower line and avoid the risk of slipping out on the roots in the high line. So we'll try these two lines out and see what you think. Again, pretty straightforward bit of track now, just riding down main line, hop the roots, just trying to stay light on the bike. Okay, we got a big bit of line choice going on here. Whew. This is interesting. So you can see we come in here and then the trail just opens up and there is potentially 2 or 3 lines through here, even though it looks really wide. There's a low line which you don't really want to be down there because it sends you off track for the next bit of trail. So ideally you want to be trying to get to that middle line, but the way you get to that middle line up here, there's a number of different ways to get onto it. We can either go in the middle and we can go a little bit higher up as well. I'm gonna shoot for the middle because that's the most direct route. There is some obstacles on it, so there's, when you're coming down the track, we've got all these sniper routes here, which I don't know if you can see on the camera. Pretty slippy routes, kind of off camp. Oh, you can see them there, look at that. Like, we're gonna be riding straight through here, hopefully not slipping on them. And then we're gonna try and shoot for the middle, avoid this stump here, and that should set us up nice for the next bit of track. Thing is, that a section like this in a race, a lot of people would be probably pretty intimidated by all these tree roots coming out of the big tree here, and because of that they'll probably panic and then end up in this low line here, which if you look where this takes you, yeah, you could say it's less rooty in bits, but it's not ideal if we want to go fast down a track, because as it comes out here at the end, just kicks you up over there, and we want to be going down there. So if you look at the line that I want to try, it goes straight all the way down. So that's the fastest line. actually wanted just to push up. I only saw a line then when I was going down. This bit was fairly basic, but as you dropped onto the fire road, there was a number of different options. I'm going to show you a different option now, which is a tighter inside line with the drop back onto the main track, which I think if you're wanting to go faster and be more efficient, it would be better. So we drop in, turn up here, bit wild on this bike, that jump. Oh, we've got a nice rocky section here. Ooh. If you can see here, we've got a rocky section. It's quite hard to see with the sun. A couple of lines coming in here. We have the option of hitting the main line, which is probably the longer route, which I don't really want to be doing. And because you're coming quite fast, I would probably be looking to slow up before I came into the turn here, and then shooting off down the left hand side, which would take me down here into the turn. There is also a drop on the inside here, which I'll show you, but I don't think it's the best for exit speed. Outside hasn't got any support really, so it's quite slidey in the marble rocks. Inside is very tight to the tree, but a little bit safer, you could argue. I think in a race I'd be looking to go to the outside, just because on the exit it looks like you'll be able to carry a nice good bit of speed, and it looks like quite a smooth arc going out. So that's the way I'd be looking at going down this bit of track. Again, we're on the main line here. A couple of little line adjustments so you can see what's tight. Oh. Dropping turns now onto the fire road, and then into the bottom of Gold Run, which is a little bit overgrown, this bit of track. Oh, kind of steep if you can't see on the camera. It's kind of washed out now because of the rain. I don't know if you can see how rough this bit of track is. Oh, sliding. A little bit sketchy, that last bit of track, I don't know if you could tell. Anyway, yeah, that was a run of the gold run here at Innerleithen. Bit of a trail breakdown. Yeah, I mean, if you like this sort of stuff, hit the thumbs up button just to let us know that you like this kind of stuff, and we can do more in the future of like trail breakdowns, line choice, how to ride sections faster, all that kind of stuff. I'd be keen to know what your thoughts are, and if you're not already subscribed, click in the bottom right hand corner of your screen somewhere, get yourself subscribed, and we'll see you in the next one.